Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I know, it's been maybe a couple of weeks since I put out the Aries. I think it was the Aries season. Did I do Aries season? I think I did. So yeah, that's how long it's been since I've done a video. But of course, this was all in service to my own growth. I have been studying with Catherine Leggett, my mentor, to become a shadow retrieval practitioner. And I'm happy to report, just so you know I'm here, I'm happy to report I want to share something with you all. Yay! I am a certified shadow retrieval practitioner, and I'm just I'm so lucky and thankful and grateful for Catherine. I've worked with her quite a few times before, and I got to the point where earlier this year I was like, I know that I'm supposed to be working with people one-on-one, and I just wasn't understanding what that looked like, because I love tarot and I've been making the videos for the collective, but I knew there was another way that I could work directly with people in a one-on-one situation. There's something about my energy that just felt like it was better working one-on-one than working in big groups, right? So I was just so happy to have the opportunity to study with her, study the process of shadow retrieval, do the work of the shadow. I'm so excited for this. So I wanted to get that out of the way first. But of course you all know this is my favorite time of the moon cycle. This is the dark, it was the dark moon, but now it's the new moon. It's the new moon, the dark moon, and the new moon. And of course, I'm just going to bring out just to show you how much I love the dark moon and the new moon energy. And again, why I just believe shadow retrieval is just, it's my calling. Because this is just my favorite time. This is the time I most connect with when I'm doing this work. So let's go ahead and get started and get a reading for the new moon in Aries. Now, first of all, so not only is the sun in Aries right now, but we also have a new moon in Aries, and I believe Mercury and Venus are also in Aries right now. So there's a lot of new starts, and maybe even new ways of thinking about new ways that we're communicating, showing ourselves, new ways that maybe we are connecting with ourselves internally, but also new ways, new passionate ways, and very fiery ways of connecting in relationship. So that being said, and of course, I was trying to look up, there was something I'd marked in this book about the dark moon. And lately, I will say lately, that I've been really connecting with dream work. That's been coming up a lot. So maybe this is just for me. But I've been reading more about dreams and how our dreams connect us with how our dreams connect us with the lower world, as the shamanic practices call it, or the lower world, how we go into ourselves and connect with those hidden spaces, which is, of course, shadow work, right? So let's go ahead and get an overall sense of what's going on. I'm going to pull from my Black Power Tarot. These are all major arcana cards, of course. I'm going to call on my divine masters and teachers to come into this reading to bring us a message for the new moon in Aries 2021. And also, you know, remember that Aries is the first sign in the astrological calendar. So this is like an astrological new year again with the new moon in Aries. All right, so let's give it one more shuffle and we'll go ahead and see what energy is coming to us. Here we go. I believe this is the Lover's card. This is a card of Gemini. Let's see if you guys can see that. All right. So in this specific card, the Lovers is, the Lovers. So in this card, there's actually Etta James, James Brown, and Irma Thomas. These were all, very much passionate, very passionate singers, but let's talk about the Lovers themselves. So this new moon could bring us a choice in a love relationship. That's the overall, right? But I want you to own the meaning of this card. So let's go a little bit deeper. Gemini, the Lover's card is often about making a decision. And obviously here we have James Brown between Etta James and Irma Thomas. And a decision has to be made, right, between the two of them. So there could be this idea that you're trying to make a decision as to where to go with something that you're passionate about, or something that you're at a crossroads yourself. It could be with a love relationship, but let's own the energy of this card. And the energy of it is really, what choice are we going to make? Are we going to go with, something that we've always known? Or are we going to go with something new and passionate? Like, what are we going to do? Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to put this to the side, and then we're going to draw. We're going to draw from the Wild Unknown Tarot by Kim Krans. I'm just going to draw 3 cards. And let's see. And my apologies if my shuffling is shaking the table, but that's just how it goes. Okay, let's see. Sorry about that. Oops. All right. I call on my divine masters and teachers to come into this reading for the new moon in Aries. All right. Okay. So let's see if we can. That's too many. There we go. 1. Ooh, that's too many. Sorry, that's too many, Spirit. Can you give me 2 more? Maybe 2 more cards for this reading? Okay. There we are. Thank you. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So it looks like this is actually, I feel like while there's a lot of fire here, There's also a little bit of earth. So this reading we may not see anything come out of this reading until Taurus season, which is coming up. So let's look at this Nine of Wands. We've got the Nine of Wands, we've got the Four of Pentacles, and we've got the Six of Wands. Wow. Give me 1 second. Let me draw this in real quick. Or not real quick, but let me get this energy. Wow. It looks like we're getting close to our goals. We're getting close to something. But what is definitely happening is, and I'm laughing because this is beautiful. This is beautiful. I, not long ago, well, probably maybe over a year ago, did a reading with the Nine of Wands where I just felt this sense of the feminine rising out of this darkness with this card, this Nine of Wands. And so I'm kind of getting that sense again. I feel like this reading might have been just a little over a year ago. I may have to link to it. I'll have to find it and link to it. So it might have something to do with that reading, but I feel a sense of, it's almost as if in that previous reading, the energy was a little bit like kind of at the bottom of the stairs. But in this reading, I'm sensing this energy is coming very close to the surface. The Nine of Wands is, this card gives me the sense of getting closer to fulfillment, getting closer to passion, getting closer to the surface and kind of getting out of the darkness. But I also feel like this is divine feminine energy coming out of that darkness and finally like busting through the surface. Like she's at the top of the steps right now and she's about to bust through, and we see this moon right here at the top. It could be that she breaches the surface just as the moon is moving into a crescent phase, waxing, waning. I can't really get a sense of that. But there is the feminine is coming forward, and I'm just like, this is so awesome. And that's what this Nine of Wands is giving me. And of course, Wands is a fire energy. Wands is, this is action, this is passion, this is all of our emotions coming through in our actions. Like we've made decisions. These are solid things. These are actions. These are like, and we're taking steps here. The divine feminine has been taking steps over and over and over again, and now she's close. She's probably even breached the surface already. But what we have here in this Four of Pentacles, some of y'all are coming up into resistance. You all are resisting this energy that is coming up out of the earth. You're resisting this. There's the resistance of an energy that's coming up out of the earth, but it's not going to hold back just because you resist it. It's still coming. You can fight against it all you want and try and go every which way, and it's not. You know what? It's not even so much of it's not so much of a resistance as it is you're trying to run away from destiny. Because all of that energy is just pulling you back to center. You're just trying to spread yourself out into different directions. When the energy is saying, I'm here. Because look at you've got the moon here and the yellow here. This is all coming from the same place. We are all unified into one in this energy. None of us can be separated from this. None of us. There's no... I'm laughing because it just reminds me of a shamanic journey that I had, and I kept watching it over and over again. yesterday. But yeah, it just kept reminding me of that shamanic dream journey that I had of being in, running into a forest. And even though the forest was calm and serene, the ground underneath us just began, it was as if kind of like there was a volcano coming up out of the ground, and everything was going to be made new. Everything was going to be made new. And here we can see in this Six of Wands, we're coming out of the fray. We're coming out on top. We are being renewed. We're made, this butterfly here is showing that we are outside of that idea of, we're outside of old ideas. We've gone beyond. We are now moving into new spaces, and I find it hilarious, personally for me. And this is why, I love reading tarot, because a lot of times it shows me things that I have seen in my own journeys and things that other shamans have seen when they are doing journeys for me. So this is a direct interpretation of going from this divine feminine energy has made her way up to the surface of the earth to send us onto a new world. And I say that because I was in a shamanic circle, and one of the shamans there did a journey for me and discovered my power animal. And my power animal was a blue butterfly. That's what she gave me. And I just thought it just came to me as I'm looking at this card that was the animal. When a shaman finds a power animal for you, that power animal is the one that is going to take you to the upper world. And that's the world where I haven't been to a shamanic circle, obviously, in quite a while because of, pandemic, and doing it virtually is sometimes difficult. So I'm pulling out more and more, but basically the upper world is where we find spirits, our spirit guides, where we understand how to raise our energy, and we find out more about other things beyond, ourselves and beyond the current world, like the world that we're in the day-to-day. So yeah, this is what we're looking at when we're looking at new moon Aries. It's the emergence of the divine feminine in a fiery way, and the understanding that the more we resist, the more we're going to be pulled back into that energy, regardless of if we want to or not. And looking at this, I can imagine, like, if you pull a rubber band and you keep pulling at it, right, and pull, but let go, it's just going to come back together. It's going to be like a crazy kind of implosion, right? Because all that energy is just going to, it's just going to reverberate. You got to twist it up, rubber band, and all this energy, and it's going to be a little, it's going to be a little messy. It's going to be a little messy because look at the Six of Wands. This is a big mess right here that we're left with, but we're leaving it. That's the most important thing. We are no longer in this fray. We are untouched by it. So let's see. And now, if we pull the Lover's card in again, there's a decision to make. Are you going to fight against, this idea of the divine feminine being the center of your life? Or are you just going to, flounder and get snapped back by it and then, get into this messiness before you actually are released? Because it's quicker to just accept it. And then, see yourself as this butterfly and transport yourself to this higher level, higher plane, new world, right? Excuse me. I don't have my water. My apologies for coughing. So let's get some guidance. I'm going to go ahead and let's see. Okay, let's get some guidance from the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. That's kind of been my go-to lately. All right, so I'm going to put these aside. I am still working with my little camera here and my little angle, so I apologize if the angle is off. Let's go ahead, get some guidance for you all for the new moon. And again, this is just a reading. Accept it, don't accept it, whatever, it's fine, But it's a new way of looking at the energy that's coming into the world, at the energy that's coming in, subtly into our lives. And if we open up our hearts and our souls, we understand already what's going on. I have so many friends who are powerful receivers of this information. And I don't know, it's not like they should talk about it or be like that, all the time about it, but it's kind of like, my goodness, that information to the world would be like gold, but without having to mess up any resources to get to it. You know what I mean? It's there already. It exists already. Okay. So let's get some guidance for this new moon. That's too many cards, sorry. Let's get some guidance for this new moon. You know what? Spiral. I'm going to take it. Spiral. And it's upright, so that's cool, right? All right, let me get my little book here and let's read about Spiral, which is the number 50 card. That's a beautiful card, by the way. Let's see. Okay, the spiral. The essence. From galaxies in the sky to diminutive shells at the beach, the spiral is found extensively in the natural world. Its shape in the form of a coiled serpent has been used since ancient times as a tool for growth and transformation. The spiral is a guide for entering deep into one's consciousness in the unknown, and then extending far out into the heavens. It is crucial to surrender to this journey until the exhausted paradigm dissolves the depths of the psyche and its energy is released to give birth to a new reality. The invitation. To renew yourself, you must shed your old skin. Perfect. You have already done this. Gosh, my apologies. You have already done this, so do not keep scraping away at the old, but welcome the soft new skin that is starting to grow. Break the habit of working on your faults all the time and let nature take its course. Know that a new skin feels vulnerable and scary at times. Trust the medicine of the spiral as it guides your journey of renewal. Wow, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. So that is the reading for the new moon in Aries. I'm going to post this up, and if you haven't already, check out my website, and if you're interested in a tarot reading, I'd love to do one. My tarot readings differ a little bit from my YouTube readings, and I'm hoping to change that soon too. Change the way that I'm doing the readings. I'm also trying to move to Insight Timer so that I can do meditations with the tarot and with oracle cards on Insight Timer. So I'm not quite sure what the future looks like as far as where I'll be, I'm not sure how it will look. I know what the future is for my business per se, but again, I'm not quite sure YouTube is my jam anymore. I'm looking for spaces of people who are very intentional about they're very intentional about their personal wellness, and their connection with the divine through not only their own, their own understanding of it, but also with imagery and with sounds and with all these other different things. And sometimes I just feel like YouTube is kind of like a cacophony a little bit. So I'm trying to focus in on a place where that, the message that I'm doing here would be a little bit kind of a better crowd, I would say. A more intentional and impactful crowd. So not to say that YouTube is the worst place. It just feels like pouring water into the ocean, right? Okay, so yeah, that's the reading, and I look forward to seeing you soon. And yeah, content might be changing, but I'm still here, and will definitely be letting you know where I'll be next. All right, thanks so much. Have a wonderful new moon in Aries. Set some intentions today. Just, set your intentions by listening more to this idea of the spiral. Let the old be in the past and just build on the new, because that's what this butterfly is talking about. Okay? All right, that's it. Blessings. Namaste. Talk to you soon.